The 1972 voter-approved initiative has, for the most part, successfully preserved San Diego's ocean views. But as the city continues to grow, some argue taller buildings would lead to lower-priced housing and less urban sprawl. Voice of San Diego's Andy Keatts joins me with a closer look at the law and if it's likely to change anytime soon. Andy, thanks so much for talking with us today. Remind us again how this height limits restriction actually came about.
Sure. Yeah, so it was in the early 70s. There were a few large projects that really got everyone's attention and realized that there was no restriction. So you've got the Capri by the Sea. It's a condominium complex right in Pacific Beach, right on the water. And there was a few others as well.
Is that the 10-story building?
Yeah, it's over 10 stories tall, and it's really stark now when you look at it because it's about, it's over 3 times taller than anything else in sight. And so then there's in La Jolla there was another building similar, and when they got to see these large buildings and these large projects, people got the idea that there should really be a way to protect the coast and make sure that the ability to get to the coast was there for everyone.
And they kind of wanted to make sure it didn't look like Miami, if I understand.
Yeah, Miami Beach then and today is the #1 example that people hold up and say we don't want to be like that.
Okay, what are the limits specifically?
Sure. So they crafted a citizens initiative, which means that it can't be tweaked or changed or anything. And so what the limits were written into in that initiative was that it would be west of I-5 and it would be 30 feet tall. So it's a blanket 30-foot limit, and it's from west of the 5 to the coast, except for Little Italy and downtown. They had some physical barriers that carved out those areas.
And let's talk about, as far as that, Little Italy and UCSD, the campus, right? Sure. Now, the Embarcadero is up for redevelopment. Because it's downtown, will those exemptions apply?
Yep. So the Embarcadero project would be within the area that there's no height limit. So.
Now, your story, you talked about that a few developers did some creative work to try to tweak this law. What did they do?
Well, so it wasn't that they necessarily tried to tweak the law, but it's just that they have their own reasons and they want to. You have an architectural plan and you have different. Market-driven effects that you want to get the most profitability out of your project, and so what they basically tried to do was get the city to change the way that they measure the limit. So that's changed over the years, whether you measure from the highest point on the property or the lowest point or median point. So there's some concern among activists and people who support the height limit that's kind of being subverted in different ways.
Let's talk about this argument that abandoning the limit would make housing costs go down, would curb urban sprawl because you're going up instead of out. Any validity to those?
Well, I mean, it's hard to say. There's never been a specific study that just tried to extract what the specific effects of the height limit were. So you can, in a very rough way, say, well, the housing in that area is most expensive, therefore if you increase the supply, you would push down prices, just a basic market argument. Other people say, well, there's no telling that because they tore down a one-story house and build towers that they're going to make it cheap housing. They might make it luxury housing, and the per unit price will stay roughly the same. But the important nuance there is that you're housing more people. So you're necessarily giving more people an area to live in this desirable area. So if it doesn't have a deflationary effect on prices on that property or in that block or even in that neighborhood, in the aggregate over the entire housing market, by housing more people in one area, you're necessarily reducing prices somewhere.
All right, let's talk about changing the law. Any chance of doing that anytime soon?
I mean, there isn't much in the way of polling on it, but the limit passed overwhelmingly in 1972. It was given the stamp of approval by the Supreme Court in 1976. And if my email box over the last few weeks is any indication, it is widely popular still today. So I think that any sort of attack on the height limit or any attempt to subvert it or change it in any really way would be very unsuccessful.
And it would have to go to the voters.
It would everything would have to go to the voters, even a small change. Even if you wanted to say, let's make it 40 feet instead of 30 feet, the voters would have to approve that. Or change the line from I-5 to something else, like say 1 mile out from the coast instead of a blanket from I-5. Any change like that would have to go to the voters.
As you mentioned, you got a lot of comments on this story. Why do you think land use is just so passionate here in San Diego?
Well, I mean, I don't think people necessarily necessarily even know what land use is. It's, that's like a wonky insider term, but but I think people know that they like the way the beaches feel in San Diego. So they go to the beach and they drive over the hill in Mount Soledad or something like that, and they look down and they can see the beach, they can see the coast, they can see this really nice area sprawling in front of them, and they like it. So any discussion around it, anything that seems to threaten the restriction is met with heavy resistance.
All right, we are out of time. Andy Keatts, thanks so much for that update.
Thank you.